Okay, what up, ladies and gents? It's your favorite Asian robot right here. Hopefully, your favorite official content creator for the First Descendant. And today, what we're going to do is we're actually going to conduct a test tonight on how long it takes to farm external components. Now, I was going to start a little bit earlier today, but I had trouble with one of my softwares that I need to actually make the thumbnail. It just wasn't starting today after I updated my graphics driver, and I have no idea why. So that's why actually I was here. I finished my dinner early today, and I was here like 10:15. Took me like bloody 20 minutes to figure it out. And by the time it was already 10:35, I was like, okay, fine. Everything else was done until then, so there we go. Couldn't even get my new song out today, but don't worry, it's going to be here tomorrow instead, so I'm very excited for that. Look forward to it, and let's have some fun today, okay? So today, in honor of Mecha Break and the potential that will never ever come to fruition, I have chosen to wear armor on my Gley for once. Okay, let's get started. Now today we're going to be testing external component farming. Like I said, that's going to be our topic for today. Let's get going and let's have some fun. Hey, Breadman, Renna, good to see you. How's it going, Benna? Hello, Hero Harmony. Today we are farming external components. My job today is to test out how it feels. Because obviously last week, as you guys know from the update, last week it was changed so that external components, they have gone up from 2 to 8 pieces in every single one of the Colossi fights. So we're going to focus on a Colossus today. In fact, we're going to test Molten Fortress and get a Volcanic set simply because I want to test the handgun bonus specifically for Gley with Last Dagger. That being said, I want to see how long it'll actually take to farm and whether or not we'll get useful rolls. So despite the fact that it's 4 times faster, is it 4 times faster and effective, or 4 times faster and not really useful? Hello, who shot you? And body bags, no problem. Sunny, welcome. Okay, welcome everybody. Let's get ready to rock and rumble. That's up to you, man. I haven't built Sigvor's proof, and I have no intention to do so because it doesn't strike me as useful. Now, first and foremost, we're going to go after Molten Fortress. So we're actually going to use the exact same loadout, but just chill here. Okay, we're going to do this because it will be freaking hilarious. Also, just for laughs, I'm thinking about it. I'm genuinely thinking about it. But just for laughs, I wonder, could I run this, but with ultra precision strike instead? Let's go see and find out, because this will be funny since we're going to do Molten Fortress. First, we're not actually going to record the results. We're just going to go in and test and make sure I can absolutely annihilate Molten Fortress in a hilarious manner. And then we'll carry on from there. Don't forget to like and share the stream. The more of you guys that do, the better. Now let's go have some fun. Today, we will learn. And then we'll start recording all the results, and I'll have a video out for you guys tomorrow. But yes, apologies for not being any help, Breadman. It'll depend on you. I say test it yourself and see what's good. Again, the only reason I've got no intention of actually bothering to make Sigvor's proof is because we already have the restored relic, and I really can't be bothered switching to another launcher, and because I don't really need it for anything. Okay. I have no idea why it's preparing shaders, of all things. That's so weird, but whatever. Dude, what's wrong with this game? It's only showing me... Are you guys seeing this? It's only showing 2 weapons. What? Dude, this is such a hilarious bug. Okay, well anyway. That was a hilarious bug for a little bit. Weird, right? Anyway. There was a little bit of lag there. Okay, now let's go take a look at the external components that we just got. Okay, first of all, we got 8 external components, and we had 0 that were actually useful. Wow, that's a record low, so let's put that in there. The time taken for this fight is about 6 seconds. Excuse me. So we've had 0 components saved. Hey Chad, it's going good. Just doing a little bit of testing today. Now we'll do it again. You know, over the past few days, all the people, all the trolls are always talking about Gunnar this, Gunnar that. Literally can't say that about this because I'm actually wearing armor today. Only because I've been playing Mecha Break. Fantastic game, but the monetization in that game actually made me appreciate TFD instead. Because I just can't stand the monetization in that game. It's absolutely horrendous. I hope that the devs pull that back because they've got a lot of potential. But they really need to change their monetization. Hello, Witch in the Woods. Okay, let's go do something silly. You guys ready? Nice. Glad to hear you've been enjoying it. By the way, anyone who said that they struggled with Molten Fortress before the phase, if you build up your last dagger correctly, you won't. He'll instantly get gibbed. He will get Lisan al-Gaibd. Alright, anything useful? Ooh, 1. Okay, 1 is listed as useful, so 4 seconds, component drops 8, useful components 1. Is it an ideal component? Absolutely not. Okay, ideal components 0, total components saved 0, trashed. That's gone too. Gone. Gone. And again. Nah, it's Molten Fortress. If you can't do it in 4 seconds with Last Dagger, considering all the bonuses we have on it, that's... Nah. Nah, you have to be able to. No, how the last... Owlman, have you seen my video about the Gley with the Last Dagger build? Because the ability is explained in there. Mavaroic. Lol. I mean, look. At the end of the day, people are going to play what they want to play, and most people can separate fantasy from reality. So it's not a problem. But Owlman, do let me know if you've seen my video. If you haven't seen my video, then that might be why you don't understand the passive. Well, it's the Gley build on my channel with the Last Dagger, but essentially, how it works is that whatever the number of rounds in your magazine will fire them all at once. That's it. So basically, let's say I've got 12 shots in my magazine. It'll just fire all the 12 shots instantaneously as one shot. Okay, and that's how it works. Now, that one was 4 seconds again. Okay, great. Let's have a look-see at the components. Any components here? Okay. 2 were saved, so 4 seconds. Total component drops 8. 2 useful components. Any ideal components among them? Chill resistance, MP recovery in combat, max MP. It does have chill resistance at least, so that's one that we can save for now. This one is useless, so this is gone. Ideal components would still be 1. Total components saved 1. Okay, great. So you got something. It ain't great, but it's something. It's not really, Owlman, because nobody actually uses the ability.
New subscriber detected.
So I would suggest constantly watching my streams if you want to learn, because a lot of people misunderstand the ability. Also check out the videos. I don't know how many of my streams you tune into, but you will notice that I'm not, even if I trigger its ability, I'm not continuously firing that one big bullet because it's useless on Gley. So just be aware that abilities, if they're useful, the streamer will make use of them. If they're not useful, we won't bother. And in this case, it's not useful at all. What we are really concerned with is being able to fire a lot. So do check out the video properly. Watch the whole video. I know my videos are long. I know they're 20 minutes, but there's a reason they are. I don't want to just give you a 6-minute video that doesn't teach you anything. I'm here to actually teach you. And that's a major difference. There we go. Good. No problem, mate, man. It is designed to help. Okay, component drops 8, 0 useful drops. Wow, that's an easy one. Sure, enjoy, Breadman. No problem, Sahil. Hey, Arcane, what up? Welcome to another day of testing. Today, we are going to discover things. Gonna see how long it takes me to get good components for the Volcanic set. Let's find out.
So thirsty. I will find my daughter. So thirsty. Wait.
Well, if I don't test it for the people, we'll never know, right? So, I had to do it at some point, may as well do it now. Either way, it's only 4 seconds to kill him, so not like it takes long. Alright, 8 components dropped. 2 components left. Useful components, 2. Are either of these useful in any way, shape, or form? Theoretically, yes. Okay, we're gonna use the Gley set, which is the symbol, which is the diamond symbol. So 1 1 is made, 2 1 is made ideal. And there we go. Okay, great. Again. D-max speeds, yes, because if you're gonna use an S for a Colossus, that's a different reactor. You gotta max these things out if you want to take advantage of the builds. If you don't, then you may as well play Gley, because Gley doesn't really need much to max out. Her reactor is just a purple, and it'll work, because she doesn't rely on skill power. If you want to go in S, you have got 2 reactors to max out. Is it expensive? Yes. That's life, man. Can't be helped.
No getting mine.
Let's do it again. Oh, new follower on TikTok. Good. More followers. More power. More greatness. Help my doggerino pick up some stuff. Okay, 4 seconds. Here we go. Right. Useful ones are 2. Any are ideal? Theoretically, yes. 1. Okay. But still not good enough. How much more damage percentage would it be if you had to guess? I do not guess. I'll just tell you that you will be a lot slower. You can try it for yourself. You can try it for yourself, but you will lose out because don't forget, the other reactor has cooldown. You don't have cooldown on a reactor, you're gonna suffer against most Colossi. Try it for yourself and decide for yourself because at the end of the day, what I find worth it might be a saving of only 2 seconds. And I don't go in damage percentages. Never use that, by the way. Focus only on time to kill. Alright, that's all that matters. If the time to kill is less, even if it's a 2-second saving, I might keep it. Because I feel that that is better. But the choice at the end of the day is yours. If you're not going to go with my style of just maxing it out because it's so easy to do so, then what I'll say is that, okay, if you're not going to do that, then what you do is you go test it for yourself. Go and kill all the Colossi in the game with your tech crit damage reactor. Find out where you're struggling, see where you're succeeding. And if you find that it's no different to what you would have done anyway, then don't bother investing in the other one. That's how I would test it if you are not going to follow my methodology. Like, that's what I would do. See for yourself and then assess for yourself. Seven seconds, the 8 component drops. Okay, how many are useful? None! Absolutely none. Lovely. Wow, I am so stoked to have 0 useful components, guys. Beautiful, it's beautiful, I'll tell you. Absolutely stunning right there. A total of 0 useful components. That was fantastic. Enjoy, Osprey. As long as you're using what I've got, you'll have no trouble. Have a good time. I need to get back on the Void Erosion farm again soon. But they are going to increase the amount of cores dropped after the Thursday updates. That's going to be good. Ideal components for Gley right now, Thor. We're getting the Volcanic set, but it's also the perfect time to test component farming. So, that's what we're gonna do. Today is a day of testing. Because knowledge is power, ladies and gents. Knowledge is power. Remember that. Yes, they are. They are the most expensive and the most difficult to get. But you need them for every build. There is, but I want to experiment with other sets, Thor. As a content creator, I can't just do one thing, my friend. How do you think we make videos for you guys? By testing, experimentation. We are scientists in video games, essentially. Wow, a total of 0 useful. So, while farming one thing, I can test another. That is how we work. Otherwise, I'd be just like every other loser out there. I don't feel like being a loser. If you build an electric dagger, Chad, you can do Defiler in 6 seconds. 15 seconds is general build, as in my build. 6 seconds with an electric dagger. If you're doing the Defiler in 15 seconds with an electric dagger, something went wrong with the build somewhere and you're not playing the build correctly. Because I can absolutely guarantee, having tested myself, it's literally like... yeah. It was 9 seconds, and that was with him waiting for him to turn around. If I did the assault right from the front, it's like 5-6 seconds roughly. So yeah, it can get pretty wild. So you should be able to do it if you choose to spec. If you choose to spec, you should be able to do it even faster. Lol, Breadman. Did I not warn you? I only build useful things, my friend. Unless it's already been proven. Yeah. You don't need to do those steps, Chad. Actually, I tested that. Those steps do very little. That's only if you want to go from a 6-second kill to a 4-second kill. Without all those steps, you'll still get about 9 seconds, FYI. So it is possible. You just gotta spam him with the bullets correctly, and he will... I can absolutely guarantee you, with a proper electric dagger, you will actually murder him. Electric specialized dagger. If you choose to use general, which is my build, which is like the first slot is not electric, it will be about 15 seconds. It's the fastest time. Yeah. Oh wait, I restarted without checking the components. Whoops. Depends on the build Thor has taken. See, that's what you gotta understand. You always have to experiment for what is best. It doesn't mean that only this one is good, only this one is bad. You know, it doesn't work like that. Different characters use different things. Different builds will demand different things. It's all about knowledge, experimentation, testing. There's no one answer. Or you can be like Sahil and just follow me blindly, which theoretically, yes, will work. Because we do all the testing for you already. Hello, Locker Capone.
Assignment accomplished.
Okay. So previous one had 2 useful components. This one, let's find out. Yeah, the final masterpiece is, I hate to say it, completely useless. It's a fun weapon that you could possibly run around with for a little bit, but I don't foresee it actually being useful. Which is the saddest thing about it. This is the saddest story. Only the lonely will know. Okay. Only one was useful, which is fine. Beyblade reference. Lol. But yeah, coming back to the point, unfortunately, the final masterpiece, it's okay as a fun weapon where you can like run around, blast some elements at people, which is cool for a little while. But the final damage is really, really bad. So you won't really get a chance to enjoy it much. Holy farming? I don't think my farm has been ordained by the Pope just yet, but yes, you're welcome to call it holy farming, okay? If you donate, I might even bless you. I'm joking. But yeah, we're just testing some component farming today, seeing how it runs.
All my sins. It's already over. I'm disappointed.
Well, good. My YouTube is the best place to get information. Hello, Shy. What up? Well, as long as you follow my latest one with the last dagger, you'll be a-okay, pal. the best in the biz. Well, without specialization. You can get something that is specialized, but may not necessarily be best in the biz. Okay, how many useful components? None. Beautiful. Okay, on to the next run. Well, as long as you use my build, it will be child's play. Rico Ricci, which the highest one that you can manage. Before I got all the cores I need to finish the Gley build, I actually did mine on stage 27 with Arcane. We just sort of went in there and just kept going at it until we got some rank 10 cores. Then we sort of made do and tried to progress up from that.
Don't get in my way.
I don't recommend stage 20 at all. If you can manage a higher stage with an S, just do a higher stage. That's what I would recommend. But depends on the person and the player. If the player can handle it, then if the player can handle it, then drop lower. There might be Thor. You never know.
It's already over.
Yes, the cores are all void erosion stuff, which you'll be doing once you get closer to end game. If you are not at the stage where you're doing a void erosion yet, it means you don't have an S yet, because stages 1 to 25 are all cleared with an S. So focus on getting an S up to snuff first before you even work on Gley. Gley is needed for the later levels, but you're going to need an S first. An S is going to be your glory. Okay, now let's tabulate results again. How many components? Wow, none. That's cool. Can you say 0 components? Viessa is your main. Well, I can tell that you're absolutely new because nobody ever uses Viessa. She is so far down the garbage chute that goddamn, anyone caught using her, I'll just look at them and be like, charge up my right hand, you know, backhand them across the face. Gonna split some teeth with that one. I'm doing just fine, Kuda. Doing fine every single day. Forgive me for not recognizing you, but welcome back, I guess. Hey, if it ain't Martin. You'll see once you go up into the later ranks. She is slow and useless compared to pretty much every other Descendant out there. Anything she can do, other Descendants can do way faster. That's the problem. For example, bossing, Haley's way faster. Farming, Bunny is faster. The Nest is faster. So where does Viessa fit in? Nowhere. And if they were doing that, Rico Ricci, they're going to be absolutely useless. Ha! Because whatever they can do in a 3-stack, I can literally do it in just 1. She looks best in a swimsuit? I beg to differ. Thanks for the love, Martin. Viessa is just like, okay. I don't consider her balanced at all, Cascadia. I consider her weak. Although the devs have said that they wanted to balance the game around more of the lower tier Descendants, to me, I feel they need to balance the game around Freyna. Because if they're not going to, then everybody's just going to use Freyna anyway. So hence the problem, Cascadia. Like, they've literally done this to themselves. So everything has to be compared now to the highest standard. They can argue till the cows come home, but I tell you, nobody's going to compare to the lowest common denominator. I don't disagree with the standpoint of fun, Chad, but my job is always to state the facts, and the facts are that she's literally useless. If you enjoy her, that's okay. And I won't put a dampener on your enjoyment, but I do have to state facts, and facts are facts. She's worthless. So if you are, at any point in time, attempting to farm efficiently, then it's not going to help you. But if you're just doing whatever you want to do, then, you know, by all means, go ahead. I mean, I literally cannot stop you. Okay, but if at any point in time you want to actually do the real content, you're going to have to use one of the other characters, because as much as people like her, she's not going to see any use at higher level gameplay, which is the sad part. Okay. 4, 8, 2, and 0 again. Serena, they said that they're gonna release her closer to standards like Viessa, so we'll see. We'll see whether or not they really want to try and bring down Descendant power, or whether they're gonna bring everything back up. We'll have to wait and see what the results are. And yes, that is exactly the case. Some Descendants do get left behind, unfortunately. And Jaber must cry in a corner. It is his fate to cry in a corner. He was born to cry in a corner. Unfortunately. Thanks for the donut, Martin. Appreciate you. Always appreciate you showing love to my TikTok stream. If the purge is about the leaderboard, Piyush, then you gotta hang out with other people. We really don't care about the leaderboard here. Trey, the build is on my YouTube channel. Go to RealAsianRobot on YouTube, look for my Gley and Last Dagger build. Ta-da! Have fun. Okay, let's go see the results again. Okay, only one this time, and it's still not great. So, okay, that's nowhere near ideal. One useful component, and it will not be saved, unfortunately. So, them's the brakes. Upward and onward. Well, that's the decision that the devs have made, Mel. I mean, I'm not a dev. I don't make those decisions. Thank you for following, Trey. That's literally just what they've decided. If you read the comment by Min-Seok Chu, which was, I think, in the dev Q&A at some point, that is his comment. That is what he said. So, yeah. No idea, Mystic. We'll see. And yes, they did buff Valby, and look at where she is. Oh, right. She's unused. Except by some people that are like, I really like the water. But she's not used. Another follower. Good. Welcome. I appreciate more humming beans following me. Hey, man. Doing good. VSO is okay-ish, but Haley, bossing-wise, does everything she does but better. And farming, she can't compete with the farmers, so yeah, there you go. Okay, so now there's just one, and it's still useless. Okay. Okay. That was another dud run. But that's okay. We've done 15 runs so far. We're doing that. Yes, I have the damage stats turned off. Better frame rates. So you just turn off the damage numbers and you get better frame rates. And since frame rates affect your damage, you want as many frames as possible. Well, there are more characters than that. It's really Tokyo. I mean, Gley is not in that list and she's literally the most useful. Haley is okay, but she can't compete with Gley. So there are more characters that are useful, but the ones that are useless kind of outnumber them right now. No idea what that is, but you can expect my next song tomorrow, Mr. Dandino. And hey, Jonathan. And sorry, what's faster than Haley? This build? Technically, yes. This does it in 4 seconds. Haley takes 5. Haley is better than Gley? Depends. If you have the Last Dagger build, nobody's beating Gley right now. But that requires, like, maxed out cores and everything, which Haley does not require. Haley can do all this with just a basic build. Well, I mean, you're going to have to fully invest in Haley, but you got a reactor and a decent build. Haley can already do this. So that's why I would rank Haley better at bossing, because Colossi, it's about minimizing your investment. Here, to do this with Gley, Do you know like how many maxed out rolls I have? All of them. The answer is literally all of them. And who's ultimate Descendant Mystic? Because I've got no idea what you're talking about. The only ultimate that's coming is Blair. I mean, Freyna's okay, but why buy a character? You can farm them so easily. Aha, this one's useful. This is actually a good one. Okay, great. Nothing wrong with that, Nauchi. Go ahead and do that. Yeah, Haley is not coming for years. Fair enough, Sam, but if you're buying more stuff, make sure you register me as your creator first, okay? But anyway, Freyna's a useful character. Well, make sure you bought Ultimate Freyna, not Basic Freyna. Nobody builds the basic characters. If an Ultimate exists, just buy the Ultimate. And of course, register me as your creator. Now, use my build on my YouTube channel, you're good to go. Go to RealAsianRobot on YouTube, just look up my Ultimate Freyna build, and you're good to go. That's it. Well, pretty much out, man, yeah. I don't care about the damage numbers. I only care about how fast I kill something. So for me, I only look at the time it takes to kill something. I don't worry about the damage numbers. Damage numbers, they're irrelevant. Because all I'm going to see is the same number spammed over and over and over again. No. All I care about is how fast I kill this damn thing. Frames, my friend. Frames are the key. Frames are your saving grace. I appreciate you offering to help somebody else farm out, man. But just take note, I cannot allow people to link up via stream. The reason is because if we allow people to do that, then the stream, people will take advantage of it and just come here and just start giving out their game name without caring about the streamer. So never ever offer to do that. If you guys want to link up, and I'm so sorry about this, you have to use the official Discord or the in-game recruitment chat or things like that. You can't actually use the streamer's chat for that. And for what it's worth, I apologize, because sometimes you meet cool people in the stream, you want to link up with them, and I have to tell you guys, no, it really sucks. But unfortunately, this is the way we have to conduct things because of other people that do take advantage of that. So, my apologies. No, I was talking to Owlman, Mystic Dove. He was the one that said if you need help farming. So, I was directing that at him. Don't always assume that the streamer is talking to you. Alright? And remember, never make an assumption. What does assume stand for? Assume stands for it makes an ass out of you and me. So never assume anything. Got it? Don't make me backhand you, boy. In fact, I might backhand you for fun. How dare you? In fact, how dare you even breathe? Don't you know that breathing in my presence is a crime? Alright, anyway. Jokes aside, let's carry on. We didn't get any useful components that time, so onward we go. 5, 8, 1, 0, and nothing. Okay, good. Onward we go. Listen, Julian, if you check my build, I only built one last dagger. I use it for both Void Erosion and for Colossi. That's why I did not follow the other builds that specialize their weapon into one activity. I don't want to do that. Because if I specialize my weapon into one activity, you guys lose out. And I also lose out on time, so I don't do that. No, I'm just tabulating my results as I go, Nauji. I don't actually care what I get. But I'm just seeing how long it would take to farm a good component set. Maximus Meridius. I should do Tom Cruise impressions. I would take that as the worst insult in the world. How dare you compare me to Tom Cruise? I'll click my tongue at you. I'll click my tongue at you, damn it. But yes, the whole reason I didn't specialize my gun is because all the other builds out there said, specialize your gun, do this, do that. I'm like, but why would I do that? That's gonna ruin my gun and make it absolutely useless for any other activity. So, I took it and threw it on the ground where it belongs. Because I'm not gonna be a part of their system. Yep, never specialize. Just follow the builds you find on my channel. You'll be good to go. Exactly. I'm an adult. And I'm not a part of your system. Onward we go.
Don't get in my way. We'll find my daughter. It's all over.
And remember, kids, breathing in my presence is a felony. In fact, interacting with me is also a felony. In fact, being born at all, felony. Everything's a felony. Okay, slain. Roll, roll, roll my boat gently downstream. Okay, did we get anything good? Okay, 3 useful rolls, so that's cool. Let's see if any of them are ideal rolls. Garbage. Absolute garbage. Semi-useful garbage. Alright, well we have 1, I guess, theoretically. Save that, because I would have saved the component anyway, so fair enough. Alright. Again! The same standard stats that I would have used. One thing which you realize about the external components is that the same stats you would have used on the Annihilation set are the same stats you'd use here. So pretty much exactly the same stuff. It never changes, really. Well, are you following my build? It's really Tokyo, because if you're not, then that's your problem. Johnny Blue Eyes, I would say that I do not compare the games because I don't play Warframe. It'd be unfair of me to make a judgment. I don't know how Warframe plays like right now. My best advice would be try out both games. They're both free, and see which one you like better. I prefer TFD, but I cannot judge a game that I haven't played or that I don't play actively. That would be kind of unfair. They have said that we might see cats as companions, but I don't know. Mostly it's going to be dogs right now because they can use effectively the same model mesh for dogs. Okay, let's see. Wow, not a single useful roll. As expected. 0, 0, 0. You know, I don't even recall the dogs barking except during their emotes. But that can be resolved by making a meow sound. Yum, 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 yum. Oh, they said highly unlikely on cats because cats typically don't take orders well. I mean, fair enough, man. I guess they could go for that.
It's already over. I'm disappointed.
Y'all cat lovers are wild. Okay. 1 useful, but 0 ideal. Roger that. Okay. Again. And for anyone that's wondering, yes, this is what we'll be repeating over and over again tonight. So that we can learn You never know. Hey, Moon Knight. Lol. Is that your main in Marvel Rivals? But yes, they might add other pets, but we'll have to wait and see. I heard that they were going to add some kind of drone pet thing, but, you know, who knows.
I will end. So thirsty. Simon accomplished.
Martin, my friend, you do realize that people live in places other than the United States, right? I'm from Singapore, leh. What you talking about 8 a.m. leh? Time here 11:30. Clearing an outpost is the hardest content for you? What? Oh, you're new. Sorry. Well, yes. When you're new to the game, everything is difficult. Just make sure you're following, depending on how new you are. Have you followed my Ultimate F2P survival guide? Yeah, I knew Jonathan would think of it. That's probably where you should get started. How dare you not know, Martin? How could you tell me, the magnificent moi, that you do not know these things? I'm saddened. I'm saddened. I should now go cry in a corner. It's all Martin's fault. Alright. All jokes aside, that was one useful component there, so we saved that one roll. I don't know if it'll be a sentinel drone. We'll wait and see. We do not know, friendos. We do not know. I believe Rena is lurking in the background, observing us. Yeah, it's fine, buddy. Nothing's out of control. Yum, 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 yum.
It's already over. I'm disappointed.
Anyway, don't worry, Rena. I'm 95% certain Arcane's playing Mecha Break. Like some kind of nerd. Okay. One useful component, but zero ideal. Enjoy, enjoy. Of course, as long as you have the right technique, everything is doable. Yes, I hope your sickness gets better, Jonathan. Yes, indeed. Just try to take it easy, eat what you can, try not to force too much down. I know you have to eat, but, you know, eat in small doses if you can sort of go with that. By the way, guys, don't forget to like and share the streams, whether you're on TikTok, YouTube, whatever. Like and share. The more people that do, the better. I do hope you feel better soon. I think for Crab is almost close to recovery. Yeah, speak of the devil. Here he is. Hey, Per Crab. How's it going? Are you fully recovered yet? If it's a new Abyss Colossus, then the answer is probably not. I have a feeling they'll put in a new Void Vessel for her, actually. Because that's something else they've been talking about, but we'll see. We shall see. We'll find out later. Yum 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 yum. Okay, we have 3 useful bits and pieces here. Okay, let's record that. So Dude, any of these ideal? Hell no. Hell no. Wow, this is worthless. Nah, I'm just kidding. This one's actually useful. So we'll ditch the old one and the new one can stay. Grand. So that's a 1 right there. So far we saved 9 components. Now we're only keeping 5 in total. But we will keep recording the results. Life served you a setback, so you're still sick? Damn, brother. Damn. When you catch that relapse, it sucks. Kaz is better, and Arcane is definitely better, so... Hello, Pedro. They can promise 4 new weapons, but if the weapons aren't, like, honestly the best in the game, then they're not gonna see much use, just like all the other weapons that see practically no use. That's kind of the problem that we have now. Now the core system would have, you know, could have been used to balance out certain weapons. But I feel that's only exacerbated the issues of, is this weapon ideal or not? Because now some weapons can put in certain cores that make them phenomenally outperform all others, i.e. Last Dagger, because it can have up to 3 fire rate cores, like, bruh. I don't know, man. Sorry, Johnny Blue Eyes, I have no idea what you mean by must-have settings. What kind of settings are you talking about, pal? Thor is taken. That will never happen. Because the people spending on Caliber are the only things keeping this game alive. Being able to grind Caliber would mean that there's no revenue for the devs, and they're not going to do that, considering the rather small player base that we have relative to other things. Oh, Johnny, dude, those I cannot help you with, and you should never follow any of those settings given by any YouTuber or creator or whatever, because their rig is completely different to yours, pal. You have to adjust your settings based on what gives you the best frame rates, and you have to know how to test settings yourself. Every gamer knows this. If you have must-have settings or quality of life settings turned on or things like that, brother, no. You're gonna have a really bad time, because plenty of the graphical settings that you have in this game, like I can just show you right now, are all based on your own rig and everything like that. Like for me, I play with native AMD. I've got an NVIDIA graphics card, but I find AMD's better for the performance options for the upscaling. Now, maximum frame rates, I go unlimited so I can have the best possible frames. Then here, as you will notice, I've customized every single setting because you have to test what gives you the best. The only thing I'd say is turn off motion blur, but again, this is something everybody knows. So adjust in accordance with your needs, my friend. That's the best way to get your frames going, and you need to see what gives you the best frames. Hey, Oni, Foxy, what up? You were not here yesterday, were you, Foxy? I'm gonna give you the Leonardo DiCaprio eyes. How dare you not show up to a stream of mine? Execution! But yes, hello. Okay. And no good components again. Terrible. Terrible. This is terrible. Alright, onward. It's really Tokyo. Why are you even using the Thunder Cage with Bunny? That's not in my build. And Bunny doesn't use guns in the first place. So why are you using the Thunder Cage? And who told you to use the Thunder Cage? Enduring Legacy is also a really old weapon. It was useful last season, or rather before the Void Cores came out, but nobody really uses it anymore. Albion Cavalry Gun has kind of superseded it, so... what are you following? Sounds like you're having a great time, Arcane. Bunny just needs her build. She doesn't need a weapon.
Assignment accomplished.
So if you're firing a weapon, you're already playing Bunny wrong. Look for this build on my YouTube channel, 400% farming build for Bunny. If you use that, you'll never go wrong. Fail to use that and you'll have a real bad time. Yeah, I think you should, because if you're using a weapon or even asking me about a weapon in the same sentence with Bunny, you're already playing wrong. Most people right now, they only use the Enduring Legacy because the weapon cores, you can get extra sprint speed, lower grapple. It works pretty well, but that's the only reason they'd even go for it. Defense and electric resistance. Holy cowabunga. This is actually good. Okay, the only way to beat this would be to get 2 gold rolls. So, that's a good component right there. 1 useful one, 1 ideal one, and that's 10 in total. Per crab, damn. You're gonna need some of that legendary ginseng to up your power, to give you them skills. Sorry to hear that, per crab. Sounds rough, man. Hey, Joe. Okay, let's have a look see at these. And wow, nothing good that run. Okay. Let's record those results. 580000. Onward. I've already recorded the results of 28 runs. Let's keep going. Hello, Red Cardinal. How's it hanging, mate? You guys all struggling? Struggle more. You gotta suffer just like I did. Congrats, nerd. Help my dog pick up some stuff. Okay. Defense with gold drop rate modifier. Unfortunately, 1 useful, but nothing good. Yep. And no problem. power. Happy to help. That's what I'm here to do. Help you nerds with magic and numbers. Okay.
Enemy eliminated.
None. Onward we go. No idea about that, Thor. Yum yum.
I will end.
No problem, Craig. Happy to help. You know it's what I do. Okay, and nothing once again. Oh. Well, I guess there's this. But it ain't good enough. I wonder what will happen when I get a full proper volcanic set. Kind of interested. I'll see if it's either more or less useful. That's why I just built one build. If you chose to specialize it, then that's your choice and that's your problem, mate.
Don't get in my way.
That's why I told everyone to just build my way. If you build my way, sure, you won't get super fast kill times, but hey,
It's already over.
you can still do both.
Disappointed.
I have no idea what liquid metal is. Let me have a look. Oh, this crap? Dude, this is from normal mode. Don't farm it. Hard mode, you just get the other stuff. Don't bother with this. What you need is the, I believe this one, high precision exchange components. That's what's used to get the weapon readjustment stuff in hard mode. The liquid gold is from normal mode. Nobody ever farms that, dude. Since like 2-3 days ago, Magunshian. 2 days ago, yeah. This is why you're supposed to have notifications for my channel on. Well, I mean, it's the individual's purpose, you know. Some people do stress about that. Some people don't. I certainly don't. Because there's no point or purpose to it. You can, if you want to. And if you do, then, well, that's what you get. But you may lose out on other areas. So, there you go.
Don't get in my way.
Of course. These guides are here to help. Once you follow them, your journey becomes a lot smoother. Fail to follow the guidance, and you will have a rough time.
In my way.
That's how it always goes. lowering my hit points. Essentially, if you guys know about the Colossus build as per my build video, which you should check out, you're using Walk Tightrope. So it's to trigger the effect of that, that's all. This is way better. Okay, finally, a damn useful component. Sorry, pal, no longer need you. I have this. Which means theoretically, I could, if I wanted to, bring on the chaos. Okay, let's go see how this feels now with full Volcanic. Nah, I'm not farming reactors, external components, my friend. Today we are testing the external component farms to see how they go. And also how easy or difficult it might be to farm them. That is the goal for today. Of course I do, Red Cardinal. How do you guys not know that I have this build out? I literally made it because everybody asked about it. Come on, guys. You gotta follow the builds when I put them out, man. What are you guys doing? You living under a rock or something? Gotta do better than that. Foxy, bring the shame bells. We must shame all these people for daring to not know. And for daring to follow others. Disgust me.
It's already over. I'm disappointed.
Defiler and nest build. Does this look like a nest to you? This is literally Gley, homie. The build says Gley with last dagger. Brother. Do you not follow every single video I put out? Like, come on, man. You gotta do better. You gotta do better. Oh, hey. This one's alright. But not as useful. This one's okay, but not useful. Okay, but not useful. So this one we had 3 components that were alright, but they weren't actually... Sorry. They weren't actually useful, so that's a 0 on usefulness. I mean, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't see any realistic difference in it. But we should probably go do that over on the Defiler. Let's go see whether or not we can achieve a better kill time. Let's find out, shall we? Finding out is always good and important. Yes, following the playlist also good. But realistically, turn your damn notifications on. For my channel, at least. You don't have to turn them on for other channels, doesn't really matter. But at least for my channel, if you don't want to miss out, stick them damn notifications on. Stick them, I said. Stick them. If you do that, you won't really go wrong. Okay. This is for the derp filer. Just put this on. We're gonna use the absolute best. And if we can kill it better than we did before, then Volcanic said it's good. If we cannot, then it is bad. Listen. You must listen and watch. At the same time. 7 eyeballs, not just 2. Okay. Let's go. What's my take on Keelan? Utterly useless. He was useful in the past, but now no more. So, I don't think he serves much of a purpose, if I'm perfectly frank. I don't know why the frames are so bad, but damn. It's taking me way longer to actually kill him. I don't know why it's so laggy too. What the hell? 20 seconds. Faster than an S, but still laggy. That's not how it's supposed to go. John. Love that. You only got one eyeball? I'll take what I can get. Who the hell is complaining anyway, Chester? I mean, if they're complaining, then just send them here. And if they still want to complain after that, then that's them problem. I don't care about them anymore. They're wasting my time. Hey, one eyeball's better than none, right? I'll take it. Can't really complain. Yeah, the damage I think is less, unfortunately. Like, I can knock it down, but each time is way slower than what I had. Yeah. Sorry, lads. Volcanic set won't fly. You're not only sacrificing the extra 5% duration, which is really, really good, but you're not actually getting any much more damage than you would using walk tightrope anyway. So, unfortunately, it ain't good. What a shame. Anyway, back to testing though. Greetings, Heather. Greetings. But now that I've given it a test, I can at least put it away in my box and never let it see the light of day ever again. Which is what I would do. Now let's go farm a Polar Night set. Why? Because I'm a badass like that. Okay. Could also go farm a better Annihilation set too. But I will do all that another day. Into the storage box. Inventory. Okay, where are you? Entire volcanic set. Oops. Off you go. Think I accidentally sent in one of these. Yep, I did. Back out you come. Told you, that's the one. Yeah, some rounds don't feel consistent on damage, but it's mostly due to the fact that the hit points for weak spots are really janky. Okay, let's go beat up Dead Bride for absolutely no reason, because that's what we do. Alright, let's go touch her gingerly. Gotta change that around. Okay, we're gonna put fire on it. She's the only Chili Manjaro. Let's go get a Polar Night set. Thoughts on Hungry Sonic? Never used it, so I would not know. I would not know, my friend. I would not know. But I can certainly say it took less time than I would have thought to actually farm this. It took about like 34 runs.
Don't get in my way. Assignment accomplished.
Why is it doing all these weird ass stutters? This is so strange. Is it because it's the first time we're doing this? And let's see if there are any good components. None. Okay, noted. And that probably took about 5 seconds. Okay, great. Let me restart and see if that changes. Welcome here, Sir Tommy. Now, ladies and gents, whether you're on YouTube or TikTok, don't forget to like and share the stream, yeah? The more people to do, the better. And of course, for those on YouTube, if you haven't yet registered me as your creator, please make sure to do so. Thank you. I'll be very, very grateful. Well, let's carry on with our testing. Unfortunately, nothing was useful there.
I will end you. Enemy eliminated.
Okay, anything useful? Nada. Again. Very well, another 0. Okay.
I will end you. It's already over. I'm
Now keep in mind that I'm not even triggering walk tightrope here. I could probably get 3 seconds if I did, but I am very lazy to do so. Only one was useful, and even then, not really. Okay. One useful component, 0 actual components. Let's keep going. Trying to farm myself a perfect set. A Gley set. A hay set. Then we will do some more testing.
It's already over. I'm disappointed.
Poor Doggerino. I went in the same direction as he did. Okay. Still nothing. Again.
Again!
I'll need to go and get some water after this.
I will end you.
gonna switch this over to NVIDIA. As much as I like AMD, somehow it feels like I wasn't getting enough frames. Just a feeling, you know? Let me head back to Albion so I can properly get it sorted. Nothing again. Well, I hope you rest well, Sir Tommy. Okay. Now let's do that again. Yes. Rest peacefully, brother. Nyam.
I will end. Don't get in my way. Must run the guard.
Okay. Theoretically, one useful component, but none that would have been ideal. Well, yes, I mean, my builds are already decked out, Bob, so once you get to my stage, you'll be able to do the same thing. Well, assuming you have the same build, but this is just Dead Bride. Dead Bride is one of the easiest hard mode bosses. Pretty much everyone right out of normal mode can clear Dead Bride. Granted, not as fast, but yeah, she's not too difficult. Thankfully. I remember in the old days when we were just fresh out of hard mode, all we had was a tamer. I remember I still built, just built some fire attack on it, and that was it. Managed to overcome Dead Bride. It was those were like really the early days of suffering.
I will end. Assignment accomplished.
Okay, 2 useful components, and they're both garbage. Damn it. Okay, 5, 8, 2, 0. Damn it. You've got 200 to Annihilation on Gley. My thoughts, depends on whether or not you want that. You'd be missing out on extra damage, obviously from the 4 set of Annihilation. But I will have to say that if it works for you, then go for it, you know? It's certainly not a bad thing. And no idea what you're saying, Muddy Shinobi, but I mean, okay, sure.
A new donation has arrived.
Hey, I got a donation. Thank you, War Ghost. I appreciate it tremendously. Your donation shall help to fuel the content and also my music. So thank you, donator. It is appreciated. Wow, another fat 0 on the components. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. Okay. Gotta play the beat for the dono. Thank you. Now, let's go again. This is murdering my soul. But yeah, for the 200 to Annihilation set, if you really need the cooldown, go for it. But you will miss out damage, that's all. If you find that you can do just fine without the damage, then by all means, roll it. You know, I don't see any negative downside to it. Or rather, I don't see any real negative downside to it, Heather.
Assignment accomplished.
Well, yes, because I still don't understand your reference, Mr. Dandino. You're most welcome, Heather. Happy to help where I can. And another 0. Okay. Gosh. Dead Brad is fond of giving 0s. But let's keep going, just for the sake of science. Because science is hilarious. Fly.
Weak.
Aha, okay. This is theoretically a better Gley set. A better Gley style set. For my experiments. This one is also a special Gley type set. We are only missing the auxiliary power. Alright. Oh crap. There we go. Marking my Excel spreadsheet as I go along. Interesting.
I will end.
For who? Gley? Cooldown duration, which is in my build video. Remember, you should just be following my build video. Whatever stats I have in my build video, follow that. So, the question is, Miss Heather, or Mrs. Heather, whichever. Why did you not follow what I have in my build video? If you have to ask me about it, I'll give you the Leonardo DiCaprio eyes, you know? Squint eyes at you. This information was already in my build video. Anyway, remember, in future, just follow exactly what I have in my build video. You'll never go wrong. Because I would never use anything other than the ideal anyway. Unless I myself tell you in the build video that this is not ideal, but you can make do with it. Which I did in some of my older videos. Since it was a lot harder to farm back then. Okay, 0 useful components. What a shame. Onward. Well, good. Enjoy it. And then you too shall be spamming bullets at random enemies and making them suffer greatly the way they deserve.
Enemy eliminated.
Pew! Oh yes, because Gley uses a gun. The Gley build, unfortunately, is nothing without said gun. That's the problem. Ines can function without her gun. Gley cannot. But, although Gley is 100% dependent on the gun, where her unlimited ammo allows you to take advantage of the effects, i.e. specifically the last dagger, which is practically built for Gley, she can do some amazing things. That's what I like about it. Gley is truly a champion in her own right.
Will not be. It's already over. I'm disappointed.
And, ooh, wait, not a zero. One useful one, but not actually useful for anything. Noted.
Again!
That's all we can do. Go again. Just realized I'm gonna angle the mic a little bit. Makes a bit more sense to me. Ivan, this is you just melee during the grapple. Have you seen my YouTube short about it? I've got a YouTube short that actually explains this technique exactly. If you melee at the end, you'll just travel further. Go check my YouTube shorts, Ivan. It says everybody should learn this movement trick. In future, if there's anything important, you can check YouTube shorts or my TikTok. TikTok is usually better. But if you check those, I will usually explain little things like this. Little gaming tips, tricks, all that kind of stuff. Normally, it's on TikTok. But sometimes I also put it in YouTube shorts. It really depends. If it's too short to make a full video, then it'll be in YouTube shorts. Otherwise, it's mostly on TikTok, like the extra tips. This is not good enough. Okay, 3 useful ones, but none that were ideal. Alright. It's a bit of a shame, but that's how it is. Okie dokie day. Let's carry on, shall we? Yep, no problem. It's just so you can understand it a bit better. But essentially, yes, all you're doing is meleeing during the grapple. For best information, always check out my YouTube shorts. Turn your notifications on, you'll never miss out. I promise you that much.
Weak.
Okay, again. Fire resistance, but no max hit points. Sad. That could have actually been great. One useful bit, but nothing saved. You know, Molten Fortress was kind of better. Willingly gave me components. But, But Dead Bride is being very, very temperamental. Alright, onward. By the way, guys, if you haven't already liked and shared the stream, don't forget to do so. The more people that do, the better. Okay, let's fly.
Enemy eliminated.
Nope, 0. Okay, again. I need water. Damn, I keep forgetting. Alright, after this run, I'll go get some water. Then I can carry on. Yum, yum, yum. This activity is so boring, but science. I must do it for science. Because I must know.
Assignment accomplished.
Alright. Let's head back to town. We'll tabulate the results of this last one, and then I'll go get some more water. I require more H2O to hydrate. And here we are. Okie dokie day. Let's have a look. Wow, 1 useful component, but 0 ideal components. Shame. Alright, I will be back. Don't do anything weird while I'm gone. I'm just gonna get some water, okay? Okay, I am back. Alright, now back to doing research once again. Okay. Alright. Wait, did I already clear the results of the previous one? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. Had to make sure. Right, onward we go. Let's learn. Hello, Ramon. Onward we go.
So thirsty. Enemy eliminated.
Okay. And one component. Useless, but fine. Oh, I'm just seeing how many components drop with good stats, all that kind of stuff. So here we have one useful component, but that useful component is not an ideal component. So I'm just seeing how long it's taken me, like how many runs. We're tabulating all these results to see what external component farming is really like. I can certainly say that external component farming is about 4 times faster than before, which obviously makes sense. But the real problem is that the rolls are randomized, so with RNG as a factor, you could get exactly what you want in one run, or not at all. But on average, you're looking at like 30-ish runs for decent components, which I think is actually okay. I mean, previously, it would have taken you 120 runs to get anywhere near that, and there was RNG in the number of components that dropped. Now there isn't. So things are far improved, but still. Could be better. Because now 2 of each component drops, right? So you're always in a good situation. Always. Okay, so I got one useful component, but no actual ideal components. So throughout this entire exercise, I've done a total of 53 Colossus runs, including Boat and Fortress as well, but only 13 components have ever been saved out of all the ones that I got. So yeah. Well, it's true, but I mean, if you think about it, right, the RNG factors were worse before. So I can't really say, I have to say it is improved, just that RNG is still a factor, but they actually have lessened RNG because don't forget, you get 2 auxiliary components, 2 sensors, 2 of the memories, and then 2 of the processors. So you're always going to get 2, 2, 2, 2, 2, and that actually really helps limit the RNG. Hello, Ghoul. How's it going? So for me, at least, that one's pretty awesome because I feel that the fact that they've done that is really helpful. Makes this a lot less terrible. Sure, it may still take you a while, but at least you know that you're always going to get 2 of each. So eventually, you should hit the so-called option lottery, right? You should eventually get the good rolls that you want. It's just a matter of how long it'll take to get there. But I plan to keep on tabulating. Why? Because I'm a badass like that. That's what I do. I tabulate and stabulate and fantabulate and grabulate. Anyway, back at it.
That was too easy.
3Z5 me. Okay. And that's all dealt with. Not better than what I already had. So we had two components, two useful components, but no ideals out of them. So two useful ones, no ideals. All right. Honest answer, I would prefer if you just go straight to the last dagger. The restored relic's good too, but yeah, you'll have to spec it here, spec it there, and you actually need to roll the electric rolls on it or cold rolls on it, so it's not easy. The last dagger is better. Oh, excuse me. Sorry for the yawn. This is a very boring activity, but I'm doing it for research. Anyway, yes, I would really suggest building the last dagger as opposed to anything else, because if you build the last dagger, you will have an easy time. If you build the restored relic, theoretically, you need to build two. One for chill, one for electric. It gets pricey and time consuming. And you will still end up being slower than the last dagger. Because the last dagger is just straight up better when it comes to murdering elites. So, I hope that helps you. At least now you can make an informed decision. Okay, two useful components, but both actually not that great, so I'm gonna ditch those. Okay, again. You're most welcome. I just try and find the most efficient pathway for anybody to do anything. Do you know what the Valby Road is, Ramon? If you know what the Valby Road is, go to the Valby Road. Therein lies your best chance. The Valby Road is the most notorious. Oh yeah. The only downside is that it's very, very boring to go in a single circle line. I guess it's no less boring than what I'm pulling off here, but still, yeah, same thing. Unfortunately, that's how it goes. And a 0. Big fat 0 there again. Okay, onward. Okay, let's do this. But yeah, that's your only choice. Or well, you could go to any of the other farm spots. There's always the Bunny Road, anticipated ambush point in Rockfell, Sterile Lands. So there's a lot of options with what you can do. Fastest way to level up the Reinforcer, do Void Vessel. At the start of Season 2, basically we all spammed the Void Vessel so much that we maxed out our Reinforcer. So usually at the start of the season, you spam Void Vessel. Well, assuming that's still the same way next season, I guess we'll see. But yeah, that was the activity that gave us the most power to the inversion reinforcer. So we literally just did that. We spammed really quick void vessel runs and off we went.
Assignment accomplished.
And another 0. Jeez Louise. Okay. This is definitely one of those days. But that's a very truthful representation of RNG, I suppose. This is what it's like when RNG may not be on your side. All you can do is just roll again and again and again. Don't forget to like and share my stream, guys, as always. Let's keep going. Oh. I tell you, I'll fall asleep doing this, but for the sake of science, I must know. Yum, yum. Most of those shots hit her body instead of a weak spot, but oh well. And nothing again. Oh my goodness gracious me. I did it exactly that way. I farmed normal mode, or well, back then there were some events for games, right, for certain like weapons. You could like trade in for weapon parts, so I traded in for like all those stuff in normal mode. So unfortunately, there's no easy way to do it. You're gonna have to bite the bullet. I'm just gonna go test this in Void Erosion. I've heard the Polar Night set is good, but I don't believe it, so I want to roll some good components and test it for myself. I like to verify things, you know? Besides, it'll probably come in handy at a later time. You never know when they might buff these component sets, so having some good rolls can't hurt, right? And another one gone. Okay. Jeez Louise. Well, I should say that there was one useful. Okay, good. So, since I was going to do it anyway, I figured, okay, let's conduct a little bit of a scientific study. Let's go find out, you know, how long it'll take to get some good external components. And so far, although the farming is 8 times faster and we're no longer at the mercy of RNG to an extent, by the gods, yeah, this farming is gonna kill people.
Assignment accomplished.
And a big fat nothing again. This is an irritation. All right, onward we go. Yum, yum, yum.
New subscriber detected.
Ooh, new subscriber. I can't believe how many ridiculous runs I've done of this. I'm not quite sure of the math on that. To me, it's just additional damage reduction, but what I will say from personal experience is that you don't need it. And most of the time, it's not that useful.
Enemy eliminated.
Because all it will really do is, I believe, as far as I know, it is not multiplicative reduction, it's just a flat reduction. But that's as far as I know. Honestly, I could be wrong. But if you've got nothing else to put into the slot, right, I will say that it's decent enough. It's something decently useful. One useful one, but no ideal.
All my senses. Enemy eliminated.
And nada. Alright, again. Terrible, 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 terrible. I'm not looking for any specific roles. Anytime that there are roles that would be considered ideal, I will mark them down. Essentially, all sub-roles on all external component sets, regardless of what character you're building, it's all roughly the same. So all I'm looking for is those exact same roles, and those are considered ideal roles. However, anything that doesn't match with my filter, or that can be picked up by my filter at least, I'll say, okay, if it can be picked up with a filter, it means that it has some use. So that will go under useful role. Then ideal role is one that I'm actually going to save and utilize in future. Unfortunately, that was not an ideal role. It was a useful role, but it wasn't ideal. So we're just testing all that stuff. Like, assuming you're going for something specific, how soon before you get what you need. So, yeah, it is not easy.
So thirsty.
Well, yeah, but that's what I'm here to research. It means that if you choose a particular creator as your creator, every month or so, you just need to extend that support. So let's say you registered me more than 1 month ago, every month or so, you just want to renew your support. That means you're still supporting that creator. Nexon has the system because, look, some people will support a creator, but then they leave the game or never come back. Then if the supporter count stays there, then it may falsely inflate. It may falsely inflate what a person actually has in terms of supporters. So that's why they don't do that. They clear it out every so often, so they make sure that, look, if you're really still following the creator, just make sure you extend support every so often. So I hope you do that for me, Rick. Hey, Jimbo. Do I stream at night too? This is my night stream. If you talk about a morning stream, then yes, I have one. My stream times are listed in the description. And I always loosely follow those. I should probably update them at some point because they're a bit out of date, but roughly around those times.
Enemy eliminated.
And another big fat nothing. Damn. Okay. That's rough. That is rough. Damn it. Okay, again. FYI, Nauchi, if you don't want to miss streams, just turn notifications on. You don't have to do that for other people. Just hit the bell on my channel, set it to from personalized to all, and you'll never miss one of my shows. Oh, and anyone that hasn't registered me as a supporter, speaking of that, make sure you guys go here and register. You should. That way you'll get lots of stuff. Not just information about this game, but other games that I play too. For example, Monster Hunter, Marvel Rivals, all that other goodies.
So thirsty. Enemy eliminated.
And come on. Okay. 2 useful rolls. This one actually is way better. Way better max hit points. So I'm gonna save that one. Defense and MP recovery modifier. And neither gold rolls, but we'll consider that one an ideal roll. So that would be like 1 ideal roll right there. No. Oh, sorry, 2 useful rolls, 1 ideal roll. So there we go. I don't know why this is giving me a percentage, but alright. That's 8. There we are. That will help you a lot, MD. But essentially, nowadays, it's all gun build. So all you gotta do is activate your first skill, activate your third skill, off you go. Yep, that's how it is. Who shot you? It is brutally painful. Not really. I just want to try out the components. I still feel that the Annihilation set's the best. I don't foresee this being a better set. But I am doing research. I want to see how long it actually takes to get a good set. So that's the main goal of today. To be honest, I don't care what I actually get. But the Volcanic set, I can certainly say it was a disappointment. I did try it out. It was not very useful. Giving up duration for that is no good.
Enemy eliminated.
Okay, that was another poor result with nothing in it. I tell you, although the farming for external components is easier, it is literally mind-numbing. I'm doing this today and I have already lost my mind, friends.
It's already over. I'm disappointed.
I wouldn't say it's only worth going for double gold rolls. If you don't have anything better, you had better go for like at least a gold purple or something like that. So I do look for some purples as well. Gold rolls are great, but getting them is very difficult, and sometimes you just can't get the double gold. Of course I have Matthias, and yes, I'm already aware, but I mean, it's just a hotfix, so it's going to be a minor thing. It'll help those who don't have the ideal rolls yet. But it's not something that I think people will be super hyped for. Of course, we'll conduct our usual poll. Cores for external components? I don't think that was mentioned. All I heard about was an arcade tuning system. I didn't hear anything about cores for external components. If you're gonna put cores in external components, that's just horrifying.
That was too easy.
Well, I hope they think seriously about it, because ain't nobody gonna want that. Don't know why they think it's a good idea, but I think that they should rediscuss it. Oh, that's right. No components in that one. That's another 0 right there. If they're gonna introduce new ultimate weapons, which I don't doubt, they had better be really, really good. Because quite frankly, I'm not going to spend my resources and waste time on a subpar weapon.
Enemy eliminated.
Okay, let's check. Forgive my lack of enthusiasm, but again, I don't think people are going to get hyped for that. And more importantly, if they're not going to be like some of the best weapons, no point. That for me is the downside. Because now, especially with their current attitude toward being afraid to make things overpowered, rather than bringing up all the underpowered ones, I don't know. I hope that they make the weapons well. Because if we have to sit and wait for the weapons to be adjusted upward, it's going to be pretty annoying.
Assignment accomplished.
Okay. Excuse me. All these have resistances. It's just the first one. I'll try a couple more times and then we'll go see if the Polar Night set is worth anything. Mostly because I have lost my sanity just doing this.
It's all over. I will end it.
It's already over. I'm disappointed.
Okay, I'll make that my last one. We did have one useful roll, but it's not an ideal. Okay. Damn, I've run 73 Colossi tonight. Quite interesting. One second before I move on. Yep, that's usually the case, Sonny. Nothing much we can do about that. Oh yes, because I need to tell people when they're wrong. So I quickly type it, then I carry on. As you know, I stand for truth and only truth. So when somebody says something that is untruthful, I type quickly, remind them that they are absolutely wrong in every way, shape, and form, and then I carry on with my day. But you know what's the craziest thing in the world? The fact that some people will hate on TFD, but will support a game that literally wants an arm and a leg for no progression. Starting to think some of these people just don't like beauty anymore. Okay, full Polar Night set. Let's try the shenanigans. Stage 30, solo operation. Let's go. Okay, out. I don't think it is. As far as I can tell, it's underperforming significantly. And I don't mean just underperforming, I mean it's underperforming significantly. Could just be me, but I don't see it doing that good. I could foresee some use for it, like, I guess if you're gonna go with, I could foresee some use for it, you know, but, I don't know, it's just striking me as not that great. I could see some use for it if they grouped up the enemies and then took advantage of the frostbite explosion on kill, which would be kind of cool. But most enemies that you kill off quickly, that you've inflicted frostbite to, they're the elites, and most of the minions are already dead, so maybe there's something I'm missing, but it does not seem all that good. At least in my opinion, I'm not seeing a lot of value for it. This is slower than my usual TDK, no? Of course. That chill's killed everything and their grandmother. That's why I'm getting through it. But it's still overall slower than I normally would be. Hello, Figs. So yeah, I can't say it's good. Honest to God, unless you've got a Lepic, it feels like I'm wasting time. Feels like it. Unfortunately, for whatever bonuses it gives, it's just not significant enough to overcome what I would get from, say, the Annihilation set. Because don't forget one special little thing about the Annihilation set. When it comes to the Annihilation set, you gain... Oh dear, I'm dead. You actually gain from losing hit points. Oh, the Polar Night set. I'm trying it out. I farmed a really decent one just to try it out here in the Void Erosion, and it's not doing well. Like, I can see why people wanted it and what they were trying to do with it. But from my point of view, the overall TDKs is too low. It basically is, but I feel that it boosts so much more than this. Which is the entire issue. I've got more hit points, so like I'm more defensively viable, I guess. But I just feel like I'm doing nothing. And like I'm so much slower than I would be clearing all this. I mean, if you've studied my videos, you'll know I'm way quicker than this. And every second longer that you take is a risk. Because don't forget, the faster you kill the enemies, the less they're killing you. But if you are not faster than they're killing you, then what happens is that you die. I mean, sure, you can do that, but Restored Relic has problems killing the elites. That's the issue. That's why, in actuality, the Restored Relic is used mostly in team runs for 30, where that one person just uses the Restored Relic, he takes out all the minions, right? And by taking out the minions, I am free to just focus on the elites with my last dagger, and that, thus far, has been one of the most effective formations. We've got multiple Gleys, like, as long as one of them is on Restored Relic, oh my god, we go so fast. But when one of them is, when we don't have that, well, yeah. But yes, I'm way quicker than this, even with deaths. So I can see that this is not gonna work. And overall, it is poor. At least in my humble opinion. Yep, nope. Because I'm so slow on the kills, it's not enough. I do not like Lepics, and I'll tell you why. Waste of time. If you replace the Lepic with a third Gley, you'll actually do faster. See, Lepic might be good at drawing in targets, but what's the point? You need to hit heads. So if you want best results, you have to hit the head. And if you have to hit the head, then Lepic, when drawing targets in, tends to make it a lot harder. Now, for the sake of fairness, I'm going to run this one more time after this, just to make sure it wasn't just a random result. This is the first time in a long time that I've actually run out of time at the boss. So that took, like, literally way more than 10 seconds. We're gonna do it one more time. 10 minutes, sorry. Ryan James, I have a build on my channel. All you gotta do is follow the build, dude. It literally says Gley last dagger build. All you gotta do is follow that and you're good to go. You'll have the exact same stuff that I do. I don't think they'll be adding new stages. Or at least I don't think so, but we'll see.
All my senses have come alive.
As far as I know, they do not wish to push further. But we'll see. They might decide that, hey, enemies aren't bullet spongy enough. Let's go even more bullet spongy. But I cannot give you an actual answer. Fair enough. Welcome, buddy. Been a long while since I've seen you. I can imagine. Life is always busy. Damn it. Well, I've pretty much said this already, Kairu, but I don't think that they should be adding anything to Void Erosion, because this bullet spongy nonsense that requires perfect builds to overcome is not the way that anyone should be playing this game. Like, this is just not fun, you know? I disagree wholeheartedly with the mess that Void Erosion is, because this should be a mode either with its own mechanics, new mechanics, or things like that. You know, for people might say maybe they're starved of ideas or it's not that easy to implement. No, we've talked about and discussed it on stream. There have been several ways that we could change this and make it more reasonable, more fun for the average person, mechanically speaking. But the downside is that players will have to bite the bullet and accept that mechanics are a thing, and you can't just play a game without interacting with mechanics. Makes no sense, right? So that is something that I do hope for, but we'll see. This is serving as a double check, but I'm gonna say it again. I'm pretty sure this is not so good. They did, but I can't remember who mentioned it. I believe somebody said that they walked that back and that they're gonna stop at Void Erosion 30. I don't know. We'll see. I'm sure that they'll tell us in future when they're ready. Also, I'm aware that there was a thinly veiled trolling attempt in chat. Good sir, I would hope that your parents taught you better than the kindergarten manners you are displaying. If you're annoyed at the world or upset or whatever, and you're just here to harass somebody, I hope you change your ways, because quite frankly, good sir, that's just sad, man. Do better in life, and maybe you won't be such a loser, but, you know, it's up to you, Mal. It's up to you. Yeah, we'll just wait and see what we get, because I'd rather let the devs cook on this. I hate saying it, but they kind of dropped the ball on this one with the Void Erosion Purge, and they need to do better. Yep, I'm way too slow compared to how I normally am. So, Polar Knight set, absolute failure. At the very least, in solo runs, it is not showing any good signs. You do end up with more hit points than you would have with the Annihilation set, but overall, I have to say, this is just not good. I expected better, but this is not it. So if you're farming Polar Knight set, get it for other characters or whatever, but don't bother doing it here. You're just gonna waste your time. Well, hopefully you can improve your laptop at a later time. Core max is 10, yes, but we'll see. I hope they'll add raids and longer dungeons. That will certainly be useful. But yeah, okay. Polar Knight set is, in my opinion at least, trash. It is garbage. And I do not like garbage. So I'm gonna go back to my old set. I'll put away these extras though. Let me see. Purple veteran set. It's okay, I guess. You can use it if you want, but I would say it's not necessary. The thing about Annihilation set is it adds duration. It's only 5%, but you will find that it actually makes your skills a lot more convenient. That, and of course the additional attack power that you get from having lower hit points is great, but yeah, up to you. I mean, if you've got a good veteran set that you like, then go for it, but I think I would still stick with Annihilation. At the very least, that is what has worked for me. Hold on. I'm typing to frickin' Bob John. Did I see him? I thought I saw a message by him, and it appears to have been removed. Suspicious. The update on March 13? Well, look, that is going to be a bigger update, so I would hope so, but don't forget, guys, and I hate I'm saying this, but Monster Hunter arrives in 2 days. Monster Hunter arrives in 2 days. And by the time of March 13, those like me who are going to be playing Monster Hunter as well, who will still be playing Monster Hunter, well, I don't know if they'll come back. So we'll have to see. I mean, I will be back, obviously, but, you know, look, once people put down a game, they very rarely pick it back up. You got to be careful. Thanks, Bob. Appreciate you sending me that DM. That's pretty funny. But yeah, no, I mean, people will still be playing TFD. All right, so look, let's take a moment to talk about this and temper expectations, okay? I'm gonna switch to just chatting mode for a second. Cause look, let's talk about the player base right now. I agree, Bob. It's good that we finally won after so long. I'm happy about that. But anyway, thank you again, Bob. Appreciate that. Okay, let's talk about this. Right now, TFD, as per Nexon's own statement. Now, this is coming from Nexon's official statement about the game. All right? TFD has underperformed expectations. We ourselves, as players, we also know that it has underperformed expectations. Let's not lie about that. Okay? Let's be very frank and open here in what we have to say. This game has absolutely underperformed. Okay. In fact, you know what? Hang on. Let me just go down here. I'll give you guys some something to look at while we talk. Oh, not the congas. There we go.
New subscriber
Not the
detected.
congas. There we go. Comic dance. Okay. Thank you for following, by the way. So, when it comes to this particular game, what Nexon was probably hoping for was a player base, at least in my opinion, 3 times what we have now, which they sort of had in Season 0. But the disappointment of Season 1 led to a lot of players leaving, and at the time, the grind in the game was still severe. Farming external components, which are crucial to builds, and farming reactors ever since Season 0 has been a pain. And these two things have not been addressed when skill-based builds are so crucial. Then, for some activities, they tried to introduce gun-based builds, for which these reactors were not as important because all we needed was like skill cost, things like that, which, fair enough, fine, you know, but they neglected it for too long. And now they're trying to sort of like backpedal on a lot of the grind that is in the game that is absolutely frustrating together with RNG. We've already seen this occur tonight with the help of the changes made to external components. They've removed some of the RNG from it, and they've also made it so that the amount of farming is literally 1/4 of what it was before. That being said, after literally 73 runs, I have 15 components in total which I saved out of all the components that I got. If we were to total up the total number of components that I got after all this time, we multiply 8 by 73 runs. That's out of 15 usable components out of 584. That means that the RNG is still horrendous on this for trying to get ideal rolls. It's a problem. So, yeah. Sorry, Cwen. I have no idea about that. When it comes in future, it'll be in the patch notes video that I put out. Now, coming back to the previous topic, and sorry that I don't have any other extra information for you, Cwen. I wish I did, but look, I don't want to follow their roadmaps because those things are always changing. When they tease it and when they release it in an update, I will let you know. Okay? I promise. Now, coming back to the point of external components and all this kind of things, they have left a lot of RNG grind in this game that is unnecessary because basically you are stalling progress. I just reviewed a game today called Mecha Break, and I stated openly that I was extremely disappointed with the game. The gameplay is the most fun that I've had in a long time, but here's the big deal. The monetization in that game sucks, so I'm definitely not going to be a party to that, and I'm certainly not going to support it or enjoy it. I'm just going to enjoy it until Monster Hunter drops. But here's the thing. When you gate progress, even if the progress is something you can earn in the game, people feel upset. And the problem is that most people aren't going to sit and play your game. Sure, let's again use Mecha Break as an example. I could go around earning achievements and therefore I would get tons of credits to buy whatever I wanted. Sure, sounds like a fantastic plan, except for the fact that I'm not going to go around and do that. Because that is literally disrespecting my time. You see? And so when people feel that their time is disrespected, same thing that you're going to see here in TFD, they're just not going to go for it. They're going to put the game down and they're not going to pick it back up. That's the problem. So, yeah. And no problem, Heather. Listen, I like to do what I do because I like to give, research. I like to do all this kind of stuff. And I'm more than happy to share my findings with all of you. I mean, Chanakin, if that's what you came here to say, then good luck. Thanks for being a viewer on my stream. You'll find the door over there. TikTok people are wild. Anyway, so now, if we take a look at the player base, coming back to the previous topic conversation, before I had to scold the random troll, oh my god, that Freyna's outfit actually looks kind of cool. Looks like a lumberjack's outfit. Now, if you look at the player numbers today, the peak that we had is 10,058. If we were to compare this, all right, this week's peak, Wednesday, all right, last week was the 19th, 7 days ago. If we look at the 19th, they had a peak of 10,726. So people are constantly bleeding out each day on the season. They're just, putting it down. More updates are on the way and more things are going to happen, yes, but how long do you have? How long can you keep this going? You get what I mean? This to me is what I feel to be a problem overall. I feel like they've gotten so far down this rabbit hole that they have forgotten how much they are disrespecting the time of their audience. And trying to pull back from that is so difficult. Because one way that they could have lessened grind and made everything so much easier would have been to make all Descendants more powerful so people are just having fun. What they've done is that they've made Ines very powerful and all the other Descendants lag behind. And then to counter Ines, they made the Void Erosion Purges 20 to 30 even more undoable. And you had to use guns. So you're literally forcing a playstyle that you had to bring the Last Dagger out for. They literally buffed the Last Dagger solely for that. And then there you go. Because people were struggling with gun builds, they literally buffed it just so that Gley could outperform. Yep, that's how it goes, unfortunately. You gotta constantly play games like this to not miss out. And then Witch in the Woods, that is another problem on top of what we already had. That is another wormhole of issues. Because guess what? We freaking have like hang on. We freaking have a situation where we've got RNG on top of RNG on top of RNG. RNG to get the right cores that you need, and then RNG to get the roll from the core that you need. So pulling back from all this is very difficult. I understand what they're trying to do, but what they need to focus on is making the current gameplay that we have more exciting. And unfortunately, they have to bite the bullet on this. The player base could drop to as low as 6,000 when they do this, but I'm telling you, the game will be healthier for it as they introduce new content that they can work with it. They need to reintroduce mechanics. Deathstalker, what is the most fun about the Deathstalker fight? Okay, assuming you're not instantly annihilating the Deathstalker now, you have to work in a team to fight the Deathstalker. And here's the thing. Here's the kick in the can. When that guy goes frenzy, gal, guy, whatever. When that gal goes frenzy, right? She's going to put up the totems. You have to find the right one. Survive. You know, that felt like so much fun. That was fun. That was amazing. That was one of the best fights that we had in this game. Now nobody really plays it. That's the other issue. You see, when people are saying this game is too easy, what they're trying to say is that there's nothing to challenge them. But challenge doesn't mean grind. Challenge and grind are two separate things. You can have grind without challenge, or you can have grind with challenge. But you can still have the grind be easy, but the game be challenging. Let me give you an example. Elden Ring. Did you know that at the start of Elden Ring, even though you're not supposed to go there, you can go to the place with all the scarlet rot, and you can go get an S tier staff, which will allow you to fire those meteor spells, the meteor staff or whatever, the one it boosts the gravity based spells. You can go and get that literally as soon as you start the game. You can just get your horse. Once you get your horse, you can just go ride all the way to the Scarlet Lands, pick up that staff without dying or doing anything different, and then come back and play the game as per normal. That is something obtainable with no grind. But does that mean that Elden Ring has no challenge? No, the bosses, even with gear like that, are still going to be challenging. Because it depends on your skills. Now, you're going to have a slightly easier time, but you're not completely eliminating the challenge because every boss has skills. Every boss does certain things that is going to make your life maybe a little bit more miserable than you might think. Right? Now, you could go magic pathway and just spam down the bosses, which is what I did because I was too lazy to ever learn their patterns. Okay, but at the end of the day, however you choose to progress, okay, you will have to progress. You will be able to progress in some way. That's challenge. The challenge is getting through that. Now, how you want to do it, up to you. This is the problem that TFD has right now. TFD has no challenge. And to an extent, once you build up the right character, there's no grind either. Think about what I've just done today. I have killed 73 Colossi. Colossi are supposed to be bosses. And I just went in there and sold the crap out of them while still recording results. If I did not record results, or if I did not record the results of what I got, assuming I took 4 seconds, even with 50 seconds loading screens, I could have, in 3 hours, done 180 runs, which would have literally been practically triple what I did now. But I had to slow myself down because I was recording results each time, talking to people, testing things in between. But that's how fast I could go. This is the problem when people are talking about challenge. When people talk about challenge, there is none in this game because there's nothing to actually challenge us. What we have are bullet sponge enemies that use the same attacks. Many attacks are unavoidable. We simply don't have the defense to overcome, so we take damage and die. I think the devs need to be more selective in who they're listening to. I am very happy that they listen to the community. But have you ever heard the saying, too many cooks spoil the broth? You know? When everybody is trying to cook in the kitchen, the stew that you're going to get is a chimeric jambalaya that's going to be the worst thing you've ever tasted because every chef thinks that they're right. But when you have a head chef, a sous chef, one guy in charge of soups, one guy in charge of cutting, one guy in charge of prep. When you have a well-run kitchen with a head chef, life is a lot easier. You can't let the animals run the zoo. The zoo exists and the zookeepers have to be the decision makers. I'll give you another analogy, which I often use. My auntie had a dog. Still love that damn dog because, quite frankly, as a Buddhist, I don't own pets. So that's the closest I'll ever come to owning a pet, right? The dog would sit in my lap and beg every single time I was eating chocolate. I cannot give the dog chocolate, so after I would eat the chocolate all myself, the dog would go and sit in a corner. Sandy would be very sad. But I have to deny the chocolate to the dog because I know it's bad for it. That's kind of the problem. The devs did not deny the players when they suggested certain things that were actually bad for the game. If you try to please everybody, you will please no one. And to be honest, Hokenstife, it's not that the devs aren't innovative. And it's not that the bar ain't that high. It only feels that way. But in actuality, implementing the systems can take a lot of effort. So I would not judge them on that. Rather, I would judge them on the fact that they care too much about the community. TFD has, at least for me, become mindless fun. What we have now is that, and by the way, this is not Nexon, FYI. Nexon is the publisher. They don't actually have that much of a say in what goes on at the studio, just so you know. I think Magnum Studios is what these guys call themselves. Magnum Studios are the ones in charge, so yeah. It's not really Nexon behind them. Nexon is the overall umbrella of companies that takes care of all this. But anyway, that's another matter. This game becoming mindless fun is a yes. And I agree with that, Witch in the Woods, because what this game has become is essentially a race on who can clear everything fastest. Think about all the other videos on YouTube. Even by the YouTubers more popular than me, or so they appear to be. But the YouTubers more popular than me, what are they doing? What is every bit of content that you see them doing? Oh my god, I can kill this in 8 seconds. Oh my god, I can now kill this in 9 seconds. Oh my god, I can now kill this in 12 seconds. I don't disagree with that, because that is literally all the content that we are left with. I like to do scientific studies and things like that, so I do things a bit differently from them. But ultimately, even my build videos are the same. What is my build video designed to do? It's designed to get you through the content as fast and as painlessly as possible without you having to put in any effort. Why? Because putting in effort has become horrendous in this game. And I'm not saying putting in effort as in to play the game. No, putting in any effort to actually have a challenge. I'm sorry, Blue Beetle, 8 seconds. What? Anyway, if some creator has made that, you go check it out for me, Dave Estate, because if they really made a build like that, holy crap, I want to know. I didn't even know the Blue Beetle could do anything in 8 seconds. The Blue Beetle, to me at least, seemed like a trash tier gun, but I might have to reconsider if somebody really doing some shit with that. Defiler? Seriously? With the Blue Beetle? Okay. I'll Google it or YouTube it later. And I'm sure it's from one of the popular YouTubers. Well, they usually have good stuff, so we'll see. But anyway, without naming them, let's carry on with our discussion. Splash Warfly? Of course not, because that was actually made in the previous season with Deathstalker. I have not updated my Enzo build since then. So, yeah. At the end of the day, you know, we're all doing the same content here, guys. We're all just trying to be efficient because we just literally do not want to... We literally just do not want to waste time, any time at all in this game. We just don't. We have become individuals that are focused solely on one thing. And that is just the mindless fun. We go through the grind as soon as we can so we can see big numbers on our gun, kill things super fast, and we chill until the next bit of content comes out. That's what we do. That's actually the whole reason I'm so glad for Monster Hunter, because I don't want my content to devolve into the same thing. I try and always put out good content. But if my content becomes endless repetition, then this game is going to end up just like another game that has decided to shut down service this year. And I would hate to see that happen. Your first bunny build will be the 400% farming build. So that's what you'll need first. And then after that, you can look for the high voltage farming build. No crit. Okay? Enjoy. But yeah, that's what you're looking for, Mr. IO. Anyway, for Enzo, in future, I guess I will look at him again. But at this current moment, Enzo is not really the best for anything. He's useful in teams, but he's not really a solo capable character. Like, the best solo results are going to be with Gley, at least in my opinion. So I have no reason to build Enzo. I may in future, but he just hasn't been anything special to me, and I don't really want to create something subpar that, you know, I know is going to be solely useful for teams, but I don't have a regular team to run with. I mean, I've got mostly Arcane right now, so that's about it. But yeah, anyway, look, the final point is this. TFD is not in danger of dying, okay? I want to state that up front. TFD is not in any danger of dying, and I don't think it's going to die. But, you know, I feel that they will take some time to right the ship. I don't foresee it becoming good for another 2 to 3 seasons. And Witch in the Woods, please don't talk like I'm going to be gone, because if you've never seen any Monster Hunter, you should be watching me play it. Support the streamer, not the game, my friend. And you will open your horizons. Let me tell you, if you haven't seen a Monster Hunter before, you're going to want to keep your eyes on this one. And of course, I'll still be playing TFD. I'm not the type of streamer that doesn't play multiple games. I literally play multiple games already. Just depends on how much you want to follow me. If you turn your notifications on, you get a whole plethora of stuff to experience, because I've just recently played Mecha Break. I play this game still. You know, like, never be closed-minded about games. What you guys got to understand is that games, there's always going to be a lot. And you don't ever want to miss out on something that might be really good. Like, for example, I'm playing Marvel Rivals as well. I'm going for Celestial, although I don't think I'll be able to get it because of the recent update causing so many problems. I don't think I'll be able to get it before Monster Hunter comes in. But how would I fix the game if it were up to me? That's a tough question to answer, because there are too many problems. But, okay, what I'll say is this. First and foremost, Night Rain content from me depends. I don't do battle royales. I absolutely hate battle royales. In fact, that's one of the reasons why, as soon as I saw Mecha Break had a battle royale type mode, I was like, nope. I mean, the predatory monetization's terrible, and the PvP is the only thing holding it up for me, but nah. Well, I've done a review on Mecha Break. If you check my channel, I posted a video today, Kamon. You can actually check out my review for it, and then you'll hear what I have to say. It's not good. It is the worst. But yeah, as for Elden Ring, Night Rain, I don't know. We'll see. I have never enjoyed any kind of battle royale, so I will wait and judge it later, at a later time, and see what happens, you know? But anyway, as for Monster Hunter, it's going to be a great game. I hope you guys will check it out. I start playing on Friday, and, you know, I'll still be around TFD here and there, but mostly going to be on Monster Hunter. Because Monster Hunter is awesome, and I do not want to miss out on it. This is the first time I'm coming back to the series after I stopped at Monster Hunter 2 or 3, but this is my first time coming back. Like, yo, I'm just looking forward to it. Now, coming back to the topic of fixing the game, it's a tough question, but I'll try and put my answer into stages. All right. The first stage of fixing this game, the first stage of getting this game to be back on a reasonable track is this. Step 1. What we need to do is we need to actually sit down and say, okay, dear players, we are going to move in a completely different direction. We are going to move toward challenging combat. We want, like, lots of loot at the end of the challenge, but the combat itself must be challenging. So, I feel that Descendant skills should be more limited. Okay? This is going to sound weird, but hear me out. Skills with like 2-second cooldowns? No. Skills should feel massive and impactful. For example, when a Ness unleashes Chain Lightning, have it like destroy the whole room, but give it like a 16-second cooldown. Skills should supplement a Descendant, but the main combat should be gunplay, right? Then, on top of that, we would need to add actual combat. So, for example, I should be able to take cover. Like, let's say this is a box. I should be able to press a button, like in Gears of War, and take cover behind it. Team play is another thing, but I'll expand on that a bit later. First and foremost, we need actual mechanics for combat. I should, as a Descendant, I'm a soldier, I should be able to take cover, because guess what? Even in the dialogue, we hear Jaber and Blair taking cover, and Blair's like, hey, you got any more bullets? Jaber's like, here's my last mag. You know? Something like, yo, combat needs to feel challenging. So I've got these guns. I've modded them, tricked them out. They're really strong. I pull out of combat, start shooting, go back in there. That's what we need. So these types of mechanics all need to be implemented into the game because we need a challenge. Combat needs to feel challenging but rewarding. Now, team play should be good as well, because not just from the revives, having more people shooting is good. Then, on top of that, at the end of it, it can't just be a small amount of rewards that we get. No, massive plethora of rewards each time we do something. All right, we're really bringing back the loot. That's what needs to happen. That's how it fixed the game. And even then, that's only a first stage. Look, there needs to be way more than that. There needs to be way more than that. I'm not saying make this a tactical shooter. This can be a looter shooter with a challenge. Because when you have no challenge, what you're going to get is a looter shooter that's not fun. And this is exactly how it feels. Unfun. Because all we're doing is we go to the activity with the best loot, clear it as fast as possible, and then that's that. That's not fun. And that's why players are dropping off. I'll be honest with you. That's why players are dropping off. People are not feeling like their time is respected. So Dave, you're absolutely right about that. People do not feel like their time is respected. On top of that, like Witch in the Woods says, the devs are caught in between a rock and a hard place. Okay? You've got the fact that they have to listen to players, but when they listen to players, they water down their game a lot. And then on top of watering down their game, they've sort of gone into this spiral whereby we just have to make everything easier because grind immediately turns people off. I mean, if you feel that way, Marius, I do not play Warframe, so I cannot compare to that. But I don't know if they're gaining players. I can have a quick look on Steam charts right now. But Warframe has had a long development time. Warframe has lost players coming off of their massive update as well, but that's probably because it's later in the season. So they do have surges when there are updates, but I mean, their trend is like any other game. It wanes over time. I wouldn't say they're gaining players. Well, I would say that this game is also listening to players. So, yeah, I think any game is going to take 1 to 2 years to get good. We can't really compare this to Warframe. In fact, just like my previous arguments, I actually said it's going to take about 3 seasons for this game to get decent. But I feel that comparing it to other games is also not going to help. Right now, what this game needs is to be different. We cannot be stuck in the same mold as other games because guess what? If you stick to the same old, what I feel is that you will simply be compared. I mean, think of it this way. People are literally comparing it to Warframe right now. So why should they do that? I'll give you another example, guys. Do you know how I became successful as a streamer? I became successful as a streamer because have you noticed that I don't do what other people do? People say you gotta be nice to your audience, you gotta bow down to them, cater to them, kowtow to them, because they're the ones paying your salary. But no, if somebody's wrong, I'll tell them to their face. I also cherry pick my viewers. I keep the best people in my community with me because I know that they're gonna stick with me when I play other games. You know? This is what I do. I'm different. And I will not cater to other people. I won't have an open Discord. I won't ever shy away from saying only members get to join me for video games. This is what we do. This is what I do as a creator, and that will always be my winning quality, because over the years, that is what companies have learned to value. I may not blow up like, several of the popular Twitch streamers, but someday I'm going to make it, and I'm going to make it my own way, because the market's already oversaturated. The only way you're going to get good is to be different. Same thing here. If they stay within the box of a looter shooter, I think that they are going to lose out, honestly. That's just my take. I'm still going to be here making builds and content for you guys. I'm here until this thing burns out completely. But I do worry, because I hope that players will tough it out. If they can stick with this game for another 3 seasons, I think it's going to be really good. But surviving those 3 seasons, that's a completely different matter. That is the big catch-22. Look, they're making some big moves. They are. The devs have talked about it. We know they're making these big moves. And I like that. But we need to survive long enough for the big moves to actually work. Yeah, the match... Well, there also is enough player base Witch in the Woods, which is kind of telling. And that's an issue. However, what I will say is that actually it was the player base that asked for this in the first place. They changed the matchmaking system to the current one because players asked for it. What they had in the past was that their matchmaking system would just lump 4 people doing an activity together, doesn't matter by region. And that was so bad, because many of us were experiencing, like, I would sometimes get shoved to NA for no reason. And then I had massive lag. And this was back with my Australian internet, which wasn't very good. Now here, at least, I'm like, okay, you know what? Now it searches by the Asia Pacific region first, then it widens the search over time. So yes, I understand the frustration, but, can't be really helped much, Depends on the time that you play. That'd be the day, but I think that game would be overworking its developers. As is, these developers are working pretty damn hard, which is, I guess, is why I'm fighting so hard for them as well, because it just feels strange. I know these devs are working hard, but I feel for them because I know how bad it feels. Because I'm a streamer and a content creator. Listen, let me be real with you guys for a second. How many of y'all come and watch me play Marvel Rivals? How many of y'all, other than Jonathan, Terry, and all of my regulars like Crab, how many of y'all actually show up to me playing Mecha Break? How many of y'all will show up to me playing Monster Hunter? You won't. And I'm just going to be real with you, all right? You guys like me because I speak the truth in reality. I'm going to tell you, most of you won't be here when I'm playing Monster Hunter. I'm going to see Jonathan, Terry right there. I might see a few of y'all who are also interested in Monster Hunter content. But most of you chatting to me right now won't be here when I'm playing Monster Hunter. That's reality. I can put in effort every day to be the best content creator. And y'all will say that you love me. But how many of y'all really do, right? Not questioning you. I get it. It's life. You've got a limited amount of time in your day. You're not going to watch something that you're not interested in, so that's fine, and Dre, you'll be here when I play TFD, fine, that's okay. Look, for us streamers, we would prefer it if the people love the streamer and follow the streamer no matter what, rather than following whatever game I'm playing or doing, but that's okay. All right, it's all right. I get it, but at the end of the day, people got limited time in their day, right? Same principle applies to anything. For this game, people got limited time in their day. If you've got 3 hours of gaming time, there are so many games that demand your attention and that can compete for your attention. Path of Exile 2, once it goes free to play, is going to be amazing. We've got Monster Hunter. We've got Mecha Break. Now, Mecha Break is probably going to go in the trash because of the crappy monetization system, which I'm so sad about because it's literally one of the best mecha games I've seen in a long time, Marvel Rivals, God, I love that. Marvel Rivals, God, I love that. Shit, I'm going for Celestial. You know, everybody's got choices to make. We've got choices that we need to make every single day with our limited time. So, what can we do? These devs have to fight for attention. And the problem with any grindy, looter, shooter, progressive game is that even if we were to take Warframe as an example, Warframe right now, as of right now on Steam, okay, has way more players than us, but 53,000, okay? Let's take a look at Marvel Rivals. And let's see where it's at. As of right now, 181,000 players. Bababooey. In fact, Mecha Break with its horrendous monetization system, all right, and all the terrible reviews that we've seen. Let me just go pull up that Steam DB for a second, just because I want to look at it. Let's take a look at the Steam chart for that game. How many do we have on right now? Right now we've got 61,932. I rest my case. This game will have a long uphill fight. I appreciate that, Adam the King. This game will have a long uphill fight. I think that right now they have to just tough it out. If they can tough it out for 3 more seasons, they might start gaining momentum again. I agree with that, Marbo, but I actually have seen the console numbers, and basically they're roughly a reflection of Steam numbers as well. Console does not have any more extra than Steam does. In fact, our peaks are about 27,000. That includes Xbox and PlayStation 5. It's fallen a lot from where it was in the past. Yeah. I'm not allowed to share the data, but I have the data. Well, thanks, Jimbo. I hope you show up to some of my other stuff as well. But yes, our peak is pretty much 27K. So, well, yeah, pretty much that's what I'm gonna do on Monster Hunter 2. Good job, Jinushan. Well, that's okay, CC. There's plenty of other games coming out, but GTA 6, you might be waiting a while. Quite frankly, a lot. The Hot Spring skins caused this to shoot up the top seller list. Like, they went up like 20 ranks. No, actually, they went up like 80 ranks. They went from like something like 90 plus to like 12th place or something. It was pretty epic. But anyway, do check out the Monster Hunter streams when the game drops, of course. I hope you guys will check it out because I think you guys will really like it. But if the game is not for you, that's totally okay as well, you know? So, yeah. Okay, that brings us to the end. It's actually 2 a.m., so now I'm going to have a nice little rest. Thank you very much, guys, by the way, for attending my stream, you know, talking with me and having such a great chat with me. I appreciate that. You know, I like to have open chats with my audience because at the end of the day, you know, this is how we learn, this is how we grow. Now, I want to say it straight. I'm not going to abandon TFD. You're not going to see me quit TFD. I'm going to be here until the game shuts down. I might cut back on TFD time when I'm playing other stuff, or if other games get like super successful, I might cut back. But I'm still going to be here. All right, so you got that. That being said, yes, we have to admit that this game has a long road ahead of it. I hope they can endure. Remember, 3 more seasons. If we can survive 3 more seasons, guys, we're okay. Surviving the 3 seasons, though, that's the only problem. But I'll be here to fill in the numbers as much as I can. All right. Thank you all for watching me. I appreciate it. I know that many of you have limited time in your day, so choosing me over somebody else makes my heart sing. Look forward to my new song tomorrow as well. All right. I hope you guys, my single is dropping this week for my new AI produced music, but it's not going to be trash. It's actually really, really good. All right. Tomorrow, my new song drops. I'll be introducing it to you guys. Look forward to it. Okay. Thank you all very much, and I'll catch you all in the next one. See you tomorrow, and catch you later.